What's up, my Mind Your Money business folks? It's me yet again with another video on today's stock market news. And as always, hopefully you're in the market and not trying to time the market because that is simply impossible to do. And hopefully you guys are also investing into yourselves, into appreciating asset. You should be appreciating over time with all of that maturity and knowledge and lessons that you've learned throughout the journey of life. Should have taught you a lot. It should have made you more valuable. So now you're making more valuable decisions and you're investing into yourselves. You're investing into your future. You're investing into the generation that's coming after you. So what happened in the stock market, or what's happening in the stock market today? And it says the Dow, S&P 500, NASDAQ step higher as Bitcoin surges in broad bounce back. So Bitcoin seems to be coming back and the market is also stepping back up. Now that the Fed has eased quantitative tightening, meaning there's possibly more money going to be put in the market, meaning there may be an interest rate cut later this month. And when that happens, more people borrow money, more banks lend out money, more money floods the market. Remember, America is made of businesses, investors, and consumers. And when consumers can get more money, they tend to spend it with businesses who continue to get richer. And when you spend money with those businesses, the investors make a lot of money. So become an investor, people. Invest in something. Real estate, if you're into crypto, stock market, yourselves. So it says here, U.S. stocks stepped higher on Tuesday, on track for a comeback after a fragile start to December trading that saw sharp losses on Wall Street and in crypto. The S&P 500 rose 0.2%, while the tech-heavy NASDAQ composite added roughly 0.6%. The Dow Industrial Average gained 0.3%. So stocks are regaining ground as markets shake off the risk-off sentiment that dominated on Monday, snapping 5-day winning streaks for the three major indexes. The losses marked a rocky start to December, typically a strong month for equities, and added fuel to a debate over the chances of a so-called Santa Claus rally. Will there be a rally? So, in another sign of recovering spirits, Bitcoin rose to trade above 92,000, putting the brakes on a weeks-long skid and eyeing its best day since April. On Monday, the top cryptocurrency tumbled as low as 84,000 in its worst day since March. Meanwhile, shares of crypto-linked Coinbase and Robinhood also turned upbeat after getting hit the day before. So investors are now watching for catalysts that could revive a year-end rally after a background of persistent concerns over stubborn inflation stretched market valuations and the uncertain payoff from heavy AI spending. Again, I'm doing a lot of research over this AI spending, or if we're in an AI bubble. It's just interesting. I'm starting to think yes, AI is the new industrial or the next revolution, right? But I think maybe we're a little ahead of ourselves, but it is coming and the changes can be felt. There's a lot of layoffs. There's a lot of automation already in place. So it is coming. And these companies are cutting people and replacing them with automation. So that's why I say people need to, look within, look at their lives and see where they can cut expenses. Do like companies do. Run your life like it's a business. But back to the article. Bets on Federal Reserve easing have ramped up sharply ahead of the central bank's two-day meeting next week. Markets are pricing in an 87% probability of a cut on December 10th, up significantly from mid-November, according to the CME Fed Watch tool. So no notable data updates are expected on Tuesday in the countdown to this week's marquee release, the September print of the Consumer Inflation Index watched by the Fed. On the earnings front, Marvell is set to release results after market close. The U.S. chip maker's stock rose after the information reported. It is in advanced talks with chip startup Celestial AI in a multi-billion-dollar deal. CrowdStrike and Okta, OKTA, are also on Tuesday's light docket. So yeah, that's pretty much it for market news. Right now, the market is still open. FTEC at Information Technology ETF is up $2.60. SPYM and S&P 500 ETF is up 25 cents. Palantir is up $3.50. Tesla is up 10 cents. Broadcom is taking a hit. Another hit today. Is down $4.26. Nvidia is up $1.60. Am I missing something? Oh, also, I did buy some more stock today. I bought an ETF. I bought a silver ETF. It's called Aberdeen Physical Silver Shares ETF. So I bought some of that. And currently, which is a good thing, I bought it at a great time. I woke up early this morning and I bought some. It's currently up 44 cents. I'm starting to realize my portfolio was tech heavy, very tech heavy. I tried to diversify with the S&P 500 ETF that I have, but a lot of my single stocks, or majority of my single stocks, and then my other ETF was in technology. So doing the research that I'm doing and being at the age that I'm at, I need to diversify my portfolio even more. So yeah, I'm also going to look for an international ETF. It's good to be, you can have the S&P 500, but the international market is also doing well. So I'm going to look for that as well. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for the stock market, the news. Something popped in my head, like the stuff that I'm talking about now is something that I never used to think about in my 20s and 30s, even 40s, right? So I find it very interesting how all of this works, how this money system works. It's very, very interesting. And I was listening to Robert Kiyosaki the other night, and he was saying he has a totally different mindset. He said the rich have a totally different mindset. He said we average people, he didn't say that, but say regular people, like we go to work, we pay taxes, and he says we're taking the brunt of the negativity that happens when it comes to the market. Say like when the housing market crashed, or when there's any crash, the average person gets hit hard. Either they could lose their job, their income shrinks, and when that happens, they lose everything because they can no longer make their car payments. They no longer can pay rent or make their mortgage payments. So he's on the side of business ownership. He's on the side of borrowing money. He says the rich borrow money to make money, and they do it at an advanced level. He's like, the banks charge the rich a lower interest rate than they charge the average person because they know that they're going to get that money back from that rich person. And then what they do with the money that they get from banks, they may take $3 million, put it in an investment, make 15 to 20% on that investment, not have to make a payment on that investment for a year, pull the $3 million out of the investment along with the 15 to 20% that they've made. Say they made 20%, pay the bank back their $3 million, and now they have $600,000 that they've made on that money. And then because they have businesses, they have all these write-offs, they don't have to pay taxes on that money because the system is set up for the rich, not the average person. When these tariffs do take place, or when they do happen, or when these large data centers get built and they're going to be sucking up a lot of energy, who do you think is going to pay for that? Just like when we print money out of thin air to give these stimulus checks, when the government decides to give money away to other countries, who's going to pay for all of that? You are, the taxpayers. And you do it in the form of taxes. That's how the government gets you to repay back the debt that it puts itself in. That's why we need to pay more attention to these officials that we are electing into government. But I think it's so convoluted and so something that even I don't quite understand. And I don't even think that it's something that I would want to even partake in, because to me, it's not, in my opinion, it's not what you think. It's not that easy. Anywho, but we the people who pay the taxes or pay the most taxes will be paying for the debt. The $38 trillion that America's in, and they're talking about we're going to go $2 trillion in debt every year after that, because you need to understand, there's a race between America and China with this whole AI situation. And China's in a lot of debt too. America's getting in more debt to, to capture this whole technology thing that's happening. China's spending a lot of money building up its military defense. So they're both stretching things pretty thin, but China owns a lot of the U.S. Most people don't realize. China owns land, China owns building. They own a lot of things in the U.S. because they have the money. Anywho, but that $38 trillion and the $2 trillion that's accumulating every year, we the people have to pay that debt. So it's interesting just reading how all this works. And yeah, but here's one thing. It's one thing to read about it, and then it's another thing to do something about it. So that's why I'm doing something about it. That's why I created this channel. That's why I'm talking about it. That's why I'm still learning. That's why I wrote that ebook of mine, Mind Your Money Business. It's not perfect, but it's something that I created, because you have to do something. And so I'm doing something for me. And I'm just sharing what I'm doing for me by learning about investments and telling you what I'm investing in. And I advise you to do the same, because no one is going to take care of you like you. You should not be putting your faith in the hands of someone you don't even know. All you know is their TV persona, and you really don't know them. You can't expect other people to take care of you like you would. So, yeah. So take responsibility over your life, your family situation, and yeah, that's it. So I'm going to end this video. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think, if you think anything at all. If not, that's cool. Disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I pretending to be one. So any and all information on my channel is for entertainment purposes only, and it just reflects my opinion. So please consult with a financial advisor, people, before you invest any of your hard-earned money. All right, so you guys take care. Peace. Love ya.